couple of episodes, we will be talking to some of our mentor coachees or mentees who have embarked on our mentor coaching program to seek their ICF credentialing. So they're credentialing with the International Coaching Federation. I'm joined here today with Marina Harrison and Thomasina Unsworth, both who have been in our Catalyst world for some time, who have worked with us in mentor coaching and in supervision. We'll be learning a bit more about them, their journey into coaching, their process through the mentor coaching process, and their recommendations for you coaches there who are thinking of credentialing yourself. So over to Sarah to say hello to our guests, and welcome Sarah, Marina and Thomasina.
Thanks, Rebecca. Marina and Thomasina, what a joy to have you both in the studio with us today, and to have the opportunity to celebrate you for having been through the credentialing process and both here as ACC coaches with your ICF accreditations. So congratulations and welcome. Love you, each of you, to introduce yourselves first and foremost. So Marina, let me come to you first, and then we'll come to Thomasina. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Marina Harrison. I'm an ICF SCC credentialed coach. I help people, especially ambitious, globally mobile women, to build a career they love with clarity, confidence, and balance. For me, coaching is not just supporting people once, it's helping them to become independent in reaching their goals. I believe in the power of dreams, yes, but even more, I believe in doing work to achieve them.
Hi, I'm Thomasina, and I'm a life coach. And I come from a background in the arts, acting and writing, and it felt natural for me to use where I'd come from in my practice. So I work a great deal with anyone who works in creative fields. So that could be an actor, but it could also be a producer or a publisher. And actually what I found is that creativity doesn't belong to one field. So it's about unlocking creativity, approaching things creatively, but also, you know, making plans and getting things done. So that's who I am.
Thank you, Thomasina and Marina. And what I love about introducing you both and the others that we work with is that we hear of the diverse backgrounds that you've both come from and how coaching kind of complements those industries and the experience that you bring into coaching as well. So thank you both for sharing that. And I'll come back to you, Thomasina, and over to you, Marina, in terms of the work that you do. Why is it important to you?
It is hugely important. Firstly, because I find the connection I make with the people I work with a real privilege. So in terms of my own feelings of purpose and doing something meaningful, it absolutely resonates with that. But also what is so important is that I really think it works. And it is quite simple sometimes, in my experience, but somehow so incredibly effective. And I feel so strongly about it. I think coaching should be available to everyone, regardless of what they're doing, because I can see the results, and having been coached myself, I can feel the results. And it's also very important to me in my area because I champion the dreamers and the creators and the people who often are not valued currently, the artists. And so I want to do something to support this thing that I champion so much.
Well, I always loved supporting people, and I have a master's degree in psychology, and I spent over 20 years in business, holding senior leadership positions in HR, and my coaching journey it was like a natural step to my return to my purpose. I help people to find their own way to live life they truly love. And it is important for me. I do individual and group coaching, and I recently ran a group program, which is called the Career Quest, and the feedback was amazing. One participant said that she now stopped looking at her career planning as something scary or overwhelming, and it became manageable and empowering for her. That's why I do coaching, to empower people to live life they love.
I really love hearing from both of you about your passion for the work that you do. Thank you for sharing that with us. And we were having a conversation earlier today with our lovely mentor coach, Sam Jayasaraya, and we were talking about collaboration over competition. And when both of you were speaking, I was thinking, this is why we have collaboration over competition, because you are both using your gifts and your experience in such a unique way. And that's why, we are all different. We all work with different people. We all bring different gifts to the world. And it's lovely to hear your introductions there and to have the opportunity to celebrate that as well. Now, I'm just thinking back. So, Marina, for you, it was over a year ago now that you first came to engage with the mentor coaching program. And I remember it very clearly because Rebecca and I were in Brighton doing some development work. And I remember very clearly speaking to you from a call from a hotel in Brighton overlooking the sea. And Thomasina, I think you probably joined us shortly afterwards. So it feels like a long time now in terms of time to go back, because you've been through such an incredible journey of development in the course of the last year. But taking yourselves back to where you were at that time, what was it that brought you to mentor coaching? What was it that sort of provoked that decision? So again, if I come to you first, Marina, and then to Thomasina.
Well, if I look back, I would say that the coaching world is now full, I would say, and it's both scary and overwhelming and also exciting. I think credentials help you to stand out with professionalism and ethics, and it sharpens your style, definitely, and also shows your client they can trust you. When I took decision to earn my credentials, it was like a commitment for me to do things right. And also, it's a belonging to a professional society that supports you and holds you to high standards. Thomasina, over to you.
Yes, I mean, I completely agree with you. I think one of the reasons was, to have that credentialing and to have something that absolutely said that I had reached a level and that ethically I knew what I was doing. But it was also, thinking back, I just learned so much. I think it transformed me, to be quite honest. I think, one comes out of one's initial training having learned something, then you start coaching, you're getting experience. But then coming in and working with the mentors, the insights and the changes I made. And I would say not only is it about I like having a credential, and I will carry on learning and adding to that, but also it just blew my mind. I was trying things that I hadn't thought of before, but within the support network. So for me, it's changed a lot in my approach.
How can you top those explanations, Sarah?
I know. I was thinking two things when you were both speaking. I was like, firstly, I'm blown away. And secondly, I was like, I'm so proud of you. And I don't mean that in a patronizing way at all. I just mean you know, I know what Rebecca and I both know what it takes to walk through that process and what that transformation means, Thomasina. And that really hit home when you said it transformed me. I was like, yeah, it really does. And yeah, honoring you for making that decision, and also for seeing it through as well, because it's, you know, it's a really quite a process, and to, you know, to go through that journey and to get to the end of it and achieve the credentialing and then be like, yep, I've done this. You know, it's great to have the opportunity to celebrate. So thank you.
And as you were speaking, Marina, what resonated with me was around the importance of like ethically practicing, the importance of you developing as a coach, and the importance of being aligned with a body that also adheres to that, so that protects us all, right, as coaching practitioners. And Thomasina, I'm still floating with the word transformational, because I know that my process of training to become a coach was transformational. But as you continue to develop in your coaching practice, mentor coaching, supervision, all of that is a transformative process. But I don't think people know what it feels like, what it looks like to be in that process until they're in it. Was that your expectation? Like, what was your expectation when you onboarded on the program in the first place?
Well, I don't know what my expectation was. I wanted to get the credential. I think it's very important to have those qualifications, and I wanted to learn. But I don't know what my expectation was. It was just that when you are in a community and other people are sharing ideas, and when your mentor is really giving you feedback because, you know, they've really listened to your recording, you don't get that opportunity. You just are coaching, aren't you? And to have that felt extraordinarily useful, and things that the mentors would point out just really started to unlock ideas. And I think as well, I think it was hard, and it's a long journey, but it's a real confidence booster. And I think it gave me permission to be, and I will carry on with my learning, but I think it gave me the permission to be the coach that I think I have the potential to be, which is not like, none of us are like anyone else in our approach and in the way we do things. And I think I realized that I valued my approach and I understood it better. And it gave me permission to be myself, really, in the coaching arena, and experiment and learn more. Yeah.
How empowering is that, to walk away from a process, to know that there's beauty in the uniqueness and the style and the way that we facilitate, but there is only one of us, you know, that's a constant reminder. There is only one Marina, one Thomasina, one Rebecca, and one Sarah, and we all bring our own diverse kind of approach to coaching and to facilitating. And that's what people need to kind of realize, is that's what they're buying into, right? Is that uniqueness. So thank you, Thomasina, for sharing that. Over to you, Marina. What was the greatest impact for you as part of the process? You've spoken around like ethics and development and safety and all of those aspects, but what was the most impactful part of the process for you?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that the program created a safe and professional environment where no question was too small. And it was really, really welcoming. One of the biggest shifts for me was to start truly trust your client. It's like, you know, I can compare it with learning how to swim. When first you think you will sink, but when you start trusting the water, then you realize that you can actually float. And this is what happened when you start trusting your client. The transformation happens, the miracle happens, the coaching happens. This is the biggest one, I would say. There are a lot of shifts, like from doing coaching to being coach. It's also one of what happened, which happened during this journey with you.
So lovely to hear that reflection on your shift shift and on your transformation. And yeah, really, really inspiring to hear that. I love the fact that you said that there's no question too small, and I think that's I think it's worth sort of drawing attention to as well, because as we go through the credentialing process, like, it is quite complex. There is a lot of detail, there's a lot of kind of aspects to the requirements, and it's really good to hear, and thank you for sharing that you felt really well supported through the process as well. Okay, so if you were to sum up then, and Thomasina, I think I'll come to you first for this and then back to you, Marina. If you were to sum up what the impact was for you, just to kind of, you know, in a sentence or a couple of sentences, what would you say now, kind of a year later, has been the impact for you?
Confidence, a professionalism, and a strengthening of knowledge of ethics, a community, people that I was in that group with, I am still working alongside and in touch with. It feels really honestly like the beginning of being really professional. And I know I've been coaching for a while before that, and professionally coaching, but it felt like I'd crossed into another place. And I feel really proud. I feel really proud of us all as well, a feeling of accomplishment, because it's not easy. And so it feels great when you do it and when you get it.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, Thomasina. And for Marina, what about you?
I would agree with a lot what Thomasina just said, that it's clarity, it's confidence, it's ethics, it's professionalism, community, and it's been really empowering, I would say. Empowered growth. So this is, like, in 2 words, what's happening.
I love it. And it's really energized me hearing you say that as well, because I know that sometimes when people are thinking about credentialing, they can be a bit like, oh, it can kind of feel like a thing that I should do, a thing I have to do, can feel like a bit of a tick box exercise. And I think what you've really highlighted there is the transformation that it's had for you as coaches in terms of your confidence, your professionalism, and of course then the impact that it has for you, for your clients. So yeah, thank you. Celebrating both of you. It's great to hear.
So now we are celebrating that you both have achieved your ACC, so your Associate Certified Coach Award. So celebrating you all for that. I'm just going to give you a little round of applause to that. So what's next for you in your coaching practice? How are you going to now use this to continue to enhance the work that you do? So I'll go to Thomasina and I'll come back to Marina for that. What's next?
Lots. I'm going to carry on. You know, I'm a way off the PCC, but I've got my head towards that, and so that is in my sights. I'm currently writing a book about well-being and coaching in actor training. I have been working for two new companies that I don't think I'd have worked for had I not got this accreditation. And I also am expanding my one-to-one clients and now starting to build up a profile, giving talks, and being more visible, I think. But always it's just about the coaching. I'm absolutely, I love it. And I just want to carry on learning. So yes, professionally, I'm writing books, doing talks, building up a profile. But more than that, I'm just alive to possibilities.
Wonderful. And congratulations on the book. So we really do want to get kept posted on that, so we can celebrate that and share that as well. And your journey isn't over as well, Thomasina. You've joined us for supervision in the Supervision Collective.
I have, and we'll continue to do that. And in fact, often after a session, I think, I'm glad I can ask our supervisor and the group a question about that. So it's just given me, I think without the supervision, it's just a place to go. And again, Mariana, you said about no questions are too small. I find going to supervision, I can say a tiny worry, a tiny thing, and it's okay. And it's a very unjudgmental place. So yes, I will carry on feeling that safety and support and growth from the supervision.
We look forward to supporting you. It's a very different modality, isn't it? Mental coaching and supervision. Yeah. So it's good that you get to experience both of those worlds. So yeah, welcome.
Great.
And Marina, what's next for you? How are you using this?
Yeah, I will definitely grow. I go on doing individual and group coaching. And what I really love is collaboration with different people, different professionals. It's so amazing how you can combine different skills together and offer something special for your clients. So it's an interesting journey awaiting ahead. And of course, I'm going to get my PCC one day. And it's constant development and supporting people to live their life they love to live.
Thank you, Marina.
Yeah, amazing. I love that both of you have both brought to the table your PCC, which for those of you listening is the next stage of coach accreditation with the ICF, so the professional certified coach. So that's a good sign, right? That hasn't put you off and you're like, right, my eyes are now firmly set on the next accreditation. So celebrating both of you for that. And I think the other thing that I'm just taking away from your responses just now is that, you know, obviously Rebecca and I talk a lot about the importance of learning and growth, professionalism, ethics, all of those things are super, super important. And I appreciate you both share those values with us. But I do think it's important as well to talk to the sort of commercial, financial, business benefits of having achieved your accreditation. And I both really appreciate the way that you've shared how your businesses have developed, Thomasina, in the way that you're working with the organizations, Marina, in the way that you're developing the group coaching and that you're collaborating with other coaches as well. Because I think it's worth kind of really sort of emphasizing that, because there's no two ways about it. This is a significant investment in your business. And I can appreciate, you know, for people listening, you might be thinking, God, you know, I spent all that money on my coach training. I don't know if I really want to invest again in accreditation. But what I'm hearing from both of you is the growth, right, in your business as a result of having done the accreditation. And I can see you nodding at me, Thomasina. Would you say that's fair?
I think that is fair. I think it just gives you a stamp, you know, I can't, it's a probably much better word to use for it, but just those, you know, the fact that you are accredited by the ICF, I just think it makes you more employable. And I think people looking at that, it's just something to assure that we have properly engaged professionally and ethically in our practice. I think there are jobs I would be able to apply for now that I couldn't have applied for pre-getting this accreditation. Yeah.
That's really great to hear, Thomasina. Thank you. And for Marina as well, I'm thinking about kind of your global audience. I'm guessing like ICF, you tell us more. Like the accrediting bodies are all wonderful. You know, we've obviously got the ICF, we've got the EMCC, we've got the Association for Coaching. But what was it about the ICF that you thought was particularly important for you?
I would say, you know, one of mistakes I think you can face is collecting more and more tools to get ready to have answers for all client situations. And for me, coaching is a little bit different. It's not only applying tools and techniques. Of course, you apply them and you learn them, but it's more about coach's presence. And this is what I've gained through our mentoring program and through all this accreditation process. It's, as Thomasina, Rebecca mentioned many times, it's a huge mindset transformation. And how you behave, how you see your client, how you start trusting the process, not chasing answers, but trusting the process. And frankly speaking, looking back, I would say it's been easier than I thought.
Okay.
And it's a lot of opportunities ahead, I can see.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you to you both. I always tell the story that when I entered into coaching, no one really asked me for my qualifications, definitely not for my credentialing certificates or anything like that. And as the coaching industry continued to boom, as it continued to mature, people started to ask me more and more questions around that, like who did I train with, or who am I aligned with? And now I find, 7 years down the line, that these questions are being asked more and more. I'm seeing them more on applications on LinkedIn criterias or over on funding and grant bids and opportunities as well. So it's really interesting, Thomasina, that you're speaking here from real life experience, that it's part of the reason why you've possibly secured some of the roles that you have today. And I think as the industry continues to mature, people will continue to be more knowledgeable around the questions to ask, and that will be one of them. So it's good to know that we're in the minority. I say it's a minority. It's a minority club at the moment of people that can say, yes, I've been through that process. It's been hard. It has been a financial investment, but it has been transformative. And this is where I'm at the moment. So thank you both for sharing that. So as we come to wrapping up the episode today, if anyone has resonated with this conversation or has any questions or just would like to learn more about you both, where is the best place for them to connect with you? So Marina, over to you, and then over to Thomasina. Where's the best place?
You can always connect with me on LinkedIn. I am always happy to talk coaching, to share resources, to discuss ideas and collaborate.
All you, Marina. And over to you, Thomasina, where's the best place?
LinkedIn is great, and it's a great forum to chat all things coaching. So yes, at LinkedIn or through my website, which is thomasinaarnsworth.com.
Thank you. So we'll be sure to put all of the information in the show notes for anyone that is listening to this, so they can, get in contact with you and continue to build your network and connect. You both talked about the importance of connection and community throughout this episode. So we'll support you in growing that. So Sarah, over to you for our tradition of the podcast today.
Yeah, so Marina and Thomasina, as you both will be aware, we have a tradition here of closing the podcast by each sharing 2 words that sum up what we're taking away from the conversation today. Now, I guess the danger is, with there being 4 of us in the room, is that there might be some duplication of those words. And if there is duplication of the words, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely welcome. So I am going to invite Rebecca, you to go first, Thomasina, you to go next, Marina to go next, and then I'm gonna go last and see if I have any duplication of what you guys have already said. So Rebecca, over to you.
Thank you, Sarah. So I will stick to 2 words. I don't think they need an explanation. So my first one is pride, and the second one is transform, blah, blah, blah. Let's go again. My first one is pride and my second one is transformation. I was going to go for transformative, but they're both the same.
Yeah.
Over to you.
I think I'm going to have pride as well. Pride and also clarity, I think. Just coming together like this and talking it all through, it re-clarifies all of it.
I would say empowerment and growth.
I love it. Thank you. And my words are, which incredibly haven't been said already, confidence and professionalism. Thank you, both of you, for joining us today. Really had a really rich and interesting conversation. And as you just said, it's really lovely to have the opportunity now, a year down the line, to take some time out and celebrate the progress, celebrate the growth, and also look ahead to, your ongoing career, to see that continued growth. It's really, really inspiring. So thank you. For those of you listening who've been inspired by Marina and Thomasina, do reach out to them on LinkedIn and find out more about what they've done, about their experience. We do offer a mentor coaching program through the Coaching Catalyst. So for those of you who are looking to accredit with the ICF at ACC or at PCC, or looking to renew, do please check out the link in the show notes here. We have 10 spaces available on the program, and some of those spaces actually are already full. So do make sure that you come as soon as possible, check out the link, and make this a priority for the next step, the next stage in your journey, because as you've heard from Marina and Thomasina, it really is a transformative experience. Thank you.
Thank you.